Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E13 podcast. Tonight, I got myself Hector and Mario.
What's up?
And today, we're going to be reviewing the black comedy film Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, man, this was very interesting.
But before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know, you guys can listen to us anywhere: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud, and also YouTube. And follow our socials at E13 Podcast, or just go to E13Podcast.com. You'll see all of our links, everything through there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to give a few shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Gibson. He messaged me on IG just saying like, yo, I found you guys through your TikToks. Like, I appreciate you making the podcast. And I was like, hey man, I appreciate it. I was like, cool, man. And I told him, I told him I'll shout you on the next episode. And I want to shout out Poison1909. He commented on our Ant-Man review, because he's the one he's the one that said, bro, you got to do Cocaine Bear. And here we are doing it. Yeah, so shout out to you, man. And we just want to thank you guys, man. We've definitely seen we've seen growth. I checked the stats. We have more active listeners across all platforms, and YouTube, like, we're almost at 100 subs. We have 88. TikTok. So with TikTok, guys, we've managed to get what,
400 or 500?
Yeah. So on TikTok, we have currently 683 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 2 of our videos passed over 100K views.
Our first ones.
And we just want to thank you guys. And obviously, people were hating on us and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, right? But like the thing is, man, when people hate, like, I want you guys to know this shit, right? When people hate, I'm not necessarily like most people, and to be honest, it's mostly just me replying to the comments, to be honest, like. But I get it, you know, specifically this video that I'm talking about, the one where I talk about MODOK, that one had a lot of hate, but a lot of people agreed with me. Whatever, people, if you know, you know. And you know what? Okay, since we're already on the topic, I want to address a few points of that MODOK. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to our TikTok, and I basically say how they ruined MODOK in the MCU. And people were always saying, well, MODOK was always like that in the comics. He was, you know, not taken seriously and stuff like that. The truth is, originally in the earlier comics, MODOK was actually a serious, feared villain. And then in the early 2000s is when they changed him to be like this little, not insanely goofy how he's in the movie, but more like people make fun of him and shit. Like, they don't take him serious. I do not like that in the comics, and I do not like it here. When I was expecting MODOK, I was thinking, oh shit, we're getting Kang. It's going to be more serious. So I was expecting a serious MODOK. That was my point. And I like the original stories of MODOK. So that's for one. Another good point is, I remember someone said, oh, you're talking about all these things that MODOK did, but you don't provide any like panels and stuff. And I told him, you're absolutely right. The videos I don't edit. If you guys know, Hav, he edits the videos. He's in some of our podcasts. Recently, he hasn't been in that many, but he's the one who edits the clips, and it's my fault. I should have provided comic book panels showcasing what it was. I'm not bluffing. You guys can look this up, but next time I am gonna do that, just so these people talking shit can see what I'm talking about. Because realistically, he didn't do that, and I don't blame Hav. Like I said, Hav, he's not really he doesn't know that much in the comic book area, like space and whatnot. So that's my fault. That's a good point. And back to what I was saying, I'm not usually the normal type of people that will cry and like feel so sad of hate. Listen, bro, I'm about it. I'm fucking about it, man. If you want to talk shit, I'm finna talk shit right back. Like, I'm not a pussy. Like, I'm not gonna your podcast sucks. Your podcast is mid. I'm gonna be like, boo-hoo, bitch. Like, I'm gonna still go. Like, who cares?
Dude, my favorite comment my favorite like reply you did, it was like, I forgot, but there was some guy or some user on TikTok was like, oh my god, this podcast sucks or whatever, and you reply like, oh no, MODOK lover 6969 said my podcast is mid. That's it, guys. I'm gonna end the podcast. It's over. I'm canceling everything. Bye.
Well, that's not. It was like a random username. I just put his random username in. Yeah, bro. Because like, truthfully, man, people like some people will fuck with us, some people won't. Like, that's just the reality of it, right? Yeah. Whenever a video goes viral or whatever, people are gonna hate us people are gonna like us. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man.
We honestly, we've been doing this for so long with barely any like recognition. It's just the fact that we just enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, because of those 2 videos, we have 683 followers on TikTok.
Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah, 30 followers
We
currently on
appreciate
Instagram, almost 100 on YouTube. So yeah, it's fucking cool, man. And hopefully we're gonna try to be as consistent and stuff. But another comment that I wanted to mention, as I said, is one of the clips that we have, why the MCU is afraid to take risks, right? Someone in that was being racist to me, and it was this person. This person had a black profile picture, right? Yeah. Black profile picture. The username was just random bullshit. He had 0 followers. He wasn't posting shit, and he says something like talking shit or whatever, right? And me, I'm like, I say whatever I got to say back, but then I also put what's it called? I put like my name at the end of the comment. So like, obviously, guys, there's 3 of us in this podcast, and I make sure to put my name after each comment, so you guys know who it is, right? So if someone's being out of pocket, whatever the fuck, you know who it is. Me, I'm not a bitch. Like, I'm gonna put my name, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
I
we all
say.
do. It's a rule. We all have. To
yeah,
follow,
yeah.
man.
So like, so people know.
Yeah.
Right. And so I do that, and this person replies, "Huh, your name is Hector. I should have known you're Mexican. You the B word. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't know you can say it.
You know what I mean? The BEANER word, right? So you blah blah blah. And me, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like laughing, right? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. And so then I reply to him. I'm like, bro, like, your name is this. Like, he had a bullshit username. I'm like, you can't be talking. And you have a black profile picture. You're not even showing your face. Like, you're a bitch, bro. I'm like, stop being, like, you're a bitch. And then he replies again. He's like, shut up, you, once again, racist shit. And then he's like, Walmart's hiring. And that shit got me laughing. I was like, damn, that is funny, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's funny. But then I replied, I'm like, shut up. I'm like, shut up. You're just talking behind the screen, blah, blah. He's like, you want to say that shit in person, pussy boy? Like, I was going in, bro, right? And then he replies, he's like, shut up. You make superhero TikToks. You don't go outside, right? And that made me laugh. I'm like, listen. I'm like, yeah, I make superhero TikToks, and I still get more bitches than you, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. And Mario and Hive, y'all know, like, y'all can't deny that, right? So, and after that, I was expecting more replies. Eventually, I was gonna stop, right? I was like, whatever, right? But I just had to say that. And eventually, I go back to check on the comments. I'm like, dang, it's been a while, huh? Like, I said that. I'm like, what the fuck? Comments are gone. He deleted his comments. This person deleted their comments, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what happened, right? I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, it just goes to show, guys, like, people just talk shit and shit. And obviously, and this was like when there's not many comments. Obviously, when there's a bunch of comments, I don't reply. It's just too many. I'm like, whatever. But when it's early comments, of course I reply. And if y'all talking shit, I'm talking shit too. I'm not a bitch, motherfucker. We can even fucking FaceTime, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, right? Like, yeah, I mean, we can fucking.
First that you actually do that, bro, which is weird.
What?
You would actually FaceTime these people.
I would, bro.
I know, man.
And the people talking shit, not gonna, like, this is gonna sound fucked. The people talking shit, I go on their profile and I'm like, huh, I get it. Yeah. Like, they just look like that. Like, oh, cool, bro. That's how you look. But like,
you sound like your comment. I mean, you look like your comment.
Yeah, type shit's off. Really, bro? Like, you can't be talking shit looking like.
I know what you mean, bro. But like, I know Hector's talking about like all this shit talking, right? But like, just know that Hector don't always shit talk every fucking comment. Nah. Hector, he replies with the energy you with the comment he sees. You know, like if he sees a comment where it's like about his mode acting, my bad, where it's like, oh, Hector didn't like how he was portrayed in this movie, and it maybe a comment says, I'm sure there probably is a comment where it's like, oh, I disagree with you, bro, but like I can understand why you're saying that. But for me, I enjoyed how MODOK was in this movie. Hector, like, any one of them, I'm not gonna just say Hector. All of us are gonna be like, okay, bro, like, well, it's interesting that you think that way, bro. We disagree over here, but hey, man, thanks for coming at me like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not to say like if you disagree with me, I'm not gonna go after you. Yeah. Right. Like, there's some people that say, oh, I disagree, whatever, and like they're not rude about it. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad you liked them. I personally did it. Like, and I'll leave it at that. I only reply with such aggression whenever they're fucking talking. Like, when they say some out of pocket shit.
I only shit talk when they're shit talking to me first.
Yeah, like on fucking Instagram. Like one of the person on Instagram, we had like 15 followers or some shit. One of the comments was like, and it was a video that was doing really well. We had like over 100 likes, like over 300 or something. One of them was like, no, is like, no wonder you have 15 followers on Instagram. This is such a stupid conversation or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And I said, fuck, let me see if I can find it. But yeah, I took a. He just said some random shit, and I replied to him. I'm like, listen, bro, the only thing that's stupid is you. You can't understand the conversation. Like, I'm not kidding, bro. Here, look, let me show you. Let me see if it's there. Unless he like deleted the comment. But
oh god.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, it's just it is what it is. It
is, man. We don't lose sleep, man. But we're trying to get at, bro. Like it's TikTok. You know, it's a toxic app. We all know this.
And it's the internet, dude.
And it's the internet in general. But you know, don't take it too seriously, man. The people that fuck with us, we thank you. You know, we appreciate you. And the people that shit talk us, we also thank you, man. You're giving us numbers.
No, I mean it's facts. Yeah. That's to be honest.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
it's
you
were
gonna say something. Remember
what?
Before I started the podcast, you wanted to mention more about the comments.
The comments? Oh, I already kind of mentioned it. It's just like, what basically it's. I'll sum it up, I guess, better. Is we come at you with the energy that you come with us in the comments. Basically, so like if you come with us where like you're ready for a discussion like that's not coming off as shit talking or rude.
I found it. Right,
all right, bet, go.
Look, fucking Gideon_Larson, fuck you, bitch. Anyways, no wonder you only have 16 followers if this stupid ass conversation is any indication, right? And I respond, the only indication of something being stupid is yourself if you can't understand the conversation. See that? Yeah. Fucking bitch. But anyways. No, but yeah, like what Mario said, man. If you guys come at us heavy, I'm finna come at you heavy. And listen, guys. Follow me. Also follow me at Scene 6, right? Because I'm doing I plan on doing my own like content as well. You know those people who like give their opinion and shit, they record themselves. Yeah. I might do that. And you know it's gonna go crazy. Like I'll respond to motherfuckers like this. I'll respond to motherfuckers that talk shit to them. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't want to get banned. Right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyways, guys. Either way, support. Listen. Bad publicity is still good publicity in my eyes, man. Fuck it. I don't like that's just how I see it, bro. So but yeah, thank you guys for out there rocking with us. And I know it's been a fucking minute, which is hopefully this was entertaining at least, but let's get right fucking into it, man.
Cocaine Bear, man. We saw this like midday, bro, which we usually never do.
Yeah, we saw it midday on today's currently Saturday. It's 2 days after the initial release, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
One of those 2 days, yeah.
And we normally don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just the fact that I was telling Mario, this might be the wave, bro. It's just so we could get it out, the reviews faster and be more consistent. So we might be doing this more. But and also I forgot to mention the Ant-Man review. That's our most viewed YouTube video. It's about to hit 400 views, I think. So shout out to you guys.
Shout out.
But yeah, it's midday and we're like, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Tickets are cheaper, bro.
Bro, I hate that. This is one of the things that did you see that shit at AMC? They're gonna charge more for the better seats.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's so stupid, bro.
That's
like tickets nowadays cost like almost like $20, dude.
Yeah,
it's the most dumbest shit. And if you go like during this time, which we went at 1, it was $9.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, god damn.
And we, like I said, we could get it out the way. It's just what we're doing right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that might be the wave. I might hit up Hav and whatever, and but yeah, and another thing we noticed as well going midday.
Oh yeah,
is that there was a lot of older people, man.
Yeah, this is where like the elderly and like
old people or like people maybe in their 40s,
like they're like they're like 10 years into marriage. They have 3 kids, maybe a nephew or some shit.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
It's a completely different like type
atmosphere. Dude. Like Mario. We were in the between 2 older couples.
Yeah, we were.
Like in their 40s or something. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? So it is weird because obviously we always go at night and stuff. So it's like
usually a younger crowd.
Yeah, you see a younger crowd. And I guess it makes sense, people that age, like they don't want to go. Why are they going to go at 10 at night to watch a movie?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they got work the next day or like, I don't know.
They get sleepy.
They got family. Yeah. So that's what we noticed. But hey, I fuck with the vibe. Hopefully, Hopefully we'll continue doing it. Maybe we just got to see. I got to speak with Hav and stuff. But yeah, let's get right into it. This movie was based on a true events, and obviously the things that happen in this movie is not what happened in real life, but it is based on true events, mostly the beginning portion.
The beginning of this movie,
right?
Yeah.
And this movie plays a role as in like, you know what if it just continued, right? And so basically, the premise of this movie is it's a cocaine bear. This bear finds cocaine in the forest, eats it, and just goes berserk, right? It just goes berserk, it's obsessed and obviously addicted to cocaine and is killing anyone that's in the way, basically, right? And it's definitely, obviously it is a comedy and stuff, which I expected even from the trailers, bro. And trailers, I was like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously there was people saying, oh, it's based on a true story, stuff like that. And I actually want to, for you guys don't know, I have the story right here, and just really quickly I'm gonna read it, just for you guys to get a brief idea. Also, this is a spoiler review, as you see in the title, and if you guys are listening, this is spoilers, so just you guys were warned. But yeah, this story right here was this article right here was provided by Variety, so I'm gonna just quote them. The story behind Cocaine Bear started in September 1985 when convicted drug smuggler Andrew Thornton died after a parachuting accident. The working theory is that Thornton was traveling in a plane with 880 pounds of cocaine and thought the feds were trailing him, so he decided to throw some out of the stash of the plane and take some more with him when he parachuted out. His plan went wrong, obviously. A bear did not enter the picture until 4 months later. The New York Times reported in December 1985 that a 175-pound black bear died of an overdose of cocaine after discovering a batch of the drug. The bear was found dead in Chattahoochee. I don't know how you say that. National Forest. And they basically found out that it just overdosed, and it had like let me see if I can find it right here. It just overdosed. There was a bunch of containers, and it's rumored that the bear ate all the containers, which was like that was there at that time, which was about 35 pounds of cocaine,
which is fucking insane.
35 pounds, bro. What the fuck?
That's a lot.
Right. But yes, and obviously that's basically it, right? And what the idea was, this movie was like, what if the bear didn't die, right? Or like that soon? Because I'm pretty sure the bear died pretty quickly. I think it was 5 minutes or something, 5 to 10 minutes, along that range. Because, bro, you consume 35 pounds of cocaine, no way
anybody's gonna die, bro.
Like and sure, the argument it could be like, oh, he's a big ass bear, right? But like, even for a big ass bear, bro, you're going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the idea was just like, what if it survived? Like, what if like the effects wasn't like that, right? Where it just kills you, but like it makes you go savage. And like, what if this bear went out there and was killing people and stuff? So that's what the premise of this story is. And I thought, this movie, man, I thought how do I explain it? It's not bad, right?
Nah, yeah, I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
It's terrible at all.
It's definitely not like excellent or a masterpiece.
No, hell no.
Right, Mario, do you want to give like a quick, quick things of like what you didn't like and stuff like that, or do you want to give?
I guess a critique I would have with this movie, bro, is that from seeing the trailers, I thought this would be a whole lot more silly, and it is obviously. If you watch it, it is a silly movie. But I just thought it would be more ridiculous. I thought it would be more because this movie kind of takes itself kind of seriously.
There's some moments, yeah.
Given the premise, it's a bear that snorts fucking cocaine.
Yeah.
Like in the title itself, you're like, before, bro. Like, remember you told me, like, remember, bro, it's not a serious movie, it's a comedy. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know it's a comedy. I'm expecting fucking jokes,
Yeah.
And there's jokes, right? But I just didn't expect this movie to take it to like that kind of level of seriousness, and especially near the end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's super serious, obviously, right? But for a comedy, I'm just like, I don't know if I need this right here. I don't know if I need a serious. A serious tone overall in this movie, which I think it can work. I think you can pull that off, but I don't think it was pulled off in this movie. I just wish in our critique of Thor: Love and Thunder, where it's like too many jokes. I think this movie needed more jokes. Not like Thor: Love and Thunder. I think it needed more jokes.
Interesting.
That's just me. That's just that's how I kind of view this whole movie. I'm just like, yeah, because some of the jokes they made me laugh. Don't get me wrong.
Like everyone else in the theater would laugh too.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, it was pretty packed.
Yeah, I know.
Such an
When
early day.
I was buying the tickets, I'm like, bro, this movie. I literally thought, my bro, it's gonna be so dead in here. 1:00, ain't no one gonna show up. I saw it. I'm like, damn, bro. The only seats that are left are the ones that are up front where you gotta like put your neck up and shit. I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but
I think we did that for Endgame, didn't we?
Yeah, we did that. We did that for Endgame. Yeah, because we went late as fuck at night, bro.
Anyways,
but no, man, the serious tone that this movie kind of had, that was definitely probably the surprise for me. I was like, it's actually like kind of taking itself seriously for the movie premise being about a bear that does cocaine. I was like, I was not I was expecting this to be goofy, bro, like more goofy than it was already.
Okay, yeah, more goofy.
Yeah.
I guess I could. I mean, I was expecting like a bit more like. I was expecting more action, as in the sense of like I was expecting.
I feel you, bro. Like,
I was expecting like the bear to do more.
No, for me, bro,
That makes sense.
I think it just kind of because there's multiple plots going on.
Yes,
multiple storylines.
There's a bunch of characters.
There's a bunch of characters, and each one of them kind of has their own story.
Mm-hmm.
And movie kind of focuses on that story more than the actual cocaine bear itself. It's like those character stories are more the main focus, and the cocaine bear is somehow involved.
It's like an obstacle for
It's
him.
an obstacle, like in a game where like, oh hey, how are you gonna encounter this? Okay, you encountered it. Let's move to the next group. Let's see how they encounter the cocaine bear now.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. Okay. I guess we'll just break it down really quickly. So the story that I read earlier, they did it really well. Like in the movie, that's exactly what we see.
Yeah, in the very beginning,
this guy throwing the bags out the plane, him jumping, him failing, him like him dying in front of the driveway. I think I missed out that.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
I think I missed out. In the real story, he actually was found in the driveway.
Yeah, which in the movie, I'm like, oh, that's fake.
Yeah,
and then you're ready. You're like, wow, he actually died in a fucking driveway in the actual life.
So like, and that's how they found. Like, they did it pretty well, right? And obviously, we first get introduced to the first batch of characters, which is the detective, right? When he's like there, trying to find. He's trying to like. He obviously he's at the crime scene. He's like, yo, okay, what the fuck, right? And then obviously we get introduced to his colleague, who I think she's just a police officer.
A random police officer.
Yeah, she's a police officer. I forgot her name. And they're like, well, who is this? Blah blah blah. And we finally get a first insight of like who this guy is, right? They find so this guy is just another drug smuggler who works for someone else that we later meet. In a sense, it's essentially just a typical drug smuggling cartel type of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And so he's like, his goal is like, well, I'm gonna go find them. Right.
I've been hunting him for years.
Yeah, type shit. Right. So that's what he's gonna do. And then we get introduced to another character where is this mom who is a nurse that has a daughter, and they're just like a normal life, and they're talking about, oh, I want to go. Paint in the what is it?
That's some waterfall.
The waterfall.
You said we would paint the waterfall.
Yeah, right. And the mom is like, well, hey, like we have other plans with some other guy that she's seeing with at her job.
Yeah, she's a single mom at this point. In the movie, yeah.
So she's like, hey, like let's do this. It's gonna be fun. Blah blah blah. And then obviously the daughter's like kind of upset about it, and then she leaves. And then the kid, she decides to skip school with another friend of hers named Henry, and they decide to skip school to go to that waterfall and go paint, right? And then we get introduced to the women who the ranger,
the park ranger.
Yeah. We get introduced to her, and then obviously the potential love interest that she has, and then we get introduced to some troubled teenagers that just be fucking around in the national forest. And then we get introduced to another person who's another drug dealer, and the son
of like the big boss,
semi-big boss, not the big boss, but like
he's like the
bro, what's his name, bro? There's so many characters, it's hard to keep up with everyone's names.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But he's like the guy that's in charge of that area.
Like he
reports to like the people who gives him this shit.
Yeah, and so essentially, they're like, "Yo, we gotta find these drugs and stuff like that." And that's their goal, right? The drug dealers is to find those bags that were thrown out, bring them back to one of the partners' father, right? The guy that we're talking about, the big guy, whatever, because he has other people higher ups than him that says, "Hey, I need this shit, or else like I'm gonna hunt you.
Yeah, we're going after you, your family.
Yeah, type shit." So that's their motive. That's their motive of going to the forest. The little girls and the boy, their motive is to go paint in the waterfall, right? And then the park ranger. So after that, the mom gets worried. She's like, "Oh my god, whatever." And she figures out that they went there. So the mom is like, "I need to find my daughter." So that's her motive to go into the forest, right? And that leads to the park ranger with her love interest. Say, "Hey, have you seen my daughter?" Blah blah blah. And they do all this thing. And it's like, "Well, we're about to go over here." He's like, "Oh, perfect. Like, can I just tag along so I can see my daughter?" And that's how they go over there, right? And so, as you see, there's many different characters. The detective. Oh, and those two drug dealers, while they were speaking at a bar, they look at the TV news and they see about the story of what's going on. The son of the mid boss is like, "Yo, is that us?" And it's kind of stupid. He says it's all loud in the bar. And then one of the guys at the bar overheard and gave a tip to the detective. And the detective was like, "Oh yeah, I got a tip that a group of people were talking about the case at a bar, blah blah blah." And then that's his motive. I got to go out there, like,
go catch him.
Right. And so originally, bro, what I thought is like from the trailer, I thought all of them were about to like link up and like survive from this bear type shit. And then one by one, people are dying, and you know what I mean?
That's what I thought. I thought that's exactly what I thought too. Because I was like, oh, okay, so they're all like one big group and some shit. Somehow they all know each other, and this bear's attacking them, and it's probably gonna be very dumb how they all die. Yeah. And it's gonna be funny. I'm like, okay, I'll go watch it. Right. But no, like you just said, like
they have their own separate thing.
It's like they're all mini cliques, bro, and they have their own reasons for entering this forest.
And they have their own encounters with the bear.
And they have to say they have their own encounters with the bear. Yeah. And it's like kind of hard to like kind of fuck with these characters for me at least because there's so many storylines going. I want you like, oh, what the fuck? And there's a lot of characters and a lot of characters' names you got to remember. Like we don't remember half of them, bro. Honestly, just Henry because like. He was probably like the one that made me laugh the most. I'm honest with you.
Henry, yeah, Henry's pretty funny. Yeah. I think the main characters was the two kids and the mom. I think those are the main. You know what I mean? And then the other drug dealers.
Yeah,
I think those guys,
the drug dealers, and then definitely the kids and the mom. Yeah, because the other ones. I mean, you want to talk about how they go out? Who? The park ranger and. Oh yeah, because they're the ones that first go out. I'm pretty sure.
Are they?
Yeah, bro. Oh no, they don't go out. They're the first encounter with the bear. Well, technically second.
Oh yeah, they encounter the bears, but then the love interest, he ends up. Okay, that's one thing that I did like about this movie.
How they go out?
Yeah, it's like you see the gore, bro. You see.
Yeah, but one positive about this movie, bro, is that this movie is very fucking gruesome. It's gory as shit. It is not afraid to show death at fucking all.
Yeah,
so
bro,
if you're like, when it comes to blood shit, dude, don't watch this movie. This is like I highly recommend you don't watch it. If you're like iffy about blood and shit, this is definitely not a movie for you. But yeah, man, the death scenes in this movie, I admit, are raw as shit. They are cool as shit.
Yeah, I did like them, and they were funny too, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like they were
like the way the park ranger died. That shit was funny as fuck. The way
okay, before we get to that, so I want to talk about a scene that I thought was pretty funny. So the drug dealers end up going to this national forest, right, to find the drugs, like I said. One of the guys like, I gotta take a piss.
Yeah.
He goes to the bathroom, and then he's confronted to the troubled teens that we meet.
Yeah, this group of teens.
And then we get like some John Wick fighting sequence,
bro. Yeah,
which to me, like, it seemed campy. Like, I was like, okay, obviously that's the point, right? But I thought it was funny as hell because like they even put the music in the background where it was like action shit. Yeah. And this dude was just like beating the fuck out of these teens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was like a funny part and stuff. And then eventually, one of the teens had one of the
like a package of cocaine,
essentially, right? Yeah. And then he's like asking questions like, "Hey, where'd you find this? Blah blah blah." Right? He's like, "I don't know about." Then they eventually threaten him. He's like, "Okay, I'll take you." And so that's how they get into the forest, right? It's because this kid said, "Oh, we hid the rest of the cocaine or whatever, or a bag here." He's like, "Okay, well, take me to it." And so that kid is leading them to it, and that's their storyline, right? But I think the first The first death sequence technically is like when the movie opens up. We get these two hikers.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Remember?
Mm.
And they're like, oh, like they seem like good people and stuff. And the that's when the woman, she gets dragged and gets fucking eaten. Then we see like what her leg.
It basically kind of like sets the tone for the movie, really.
Yeah. So you're like, what the fuck? So that's like technically our first death, and then our second is the love interest of the park ranger.
Yeah.
Where because like obviously they find the kids, or they find one of the kids.
They find Henry.
He's on top of the tree, and they're like, "What the hell? Get down from there!" Stuff like that. He's like, "There's a fucking bear out there. It's crazy and shit." No.
I remember the joke. Remember where like he's like, "God damn it, girl, get down from the tree."
Oh yeah, the park ranger calls Henry a girl for some reason. He's like, "Get down here, little girl," or like some shit. I'm like, "Wait, did I just hear that?"
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, "What the fuck? You think Henry's a girl?"
And so obviously they're not believing Henry. The bear comes out. They're like, "Oh shit!" They start going crazy. The bear like bites the park ranger's ass. And we get a shot of like her ass with like ripped and shit.
And here's my part. After that, right? Yeah. She's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go. I gotta call for backup." I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck are you?"
Like, I gotta call for backup, and she's limping away, bro. She's
leaving them, bro.
Yeah, leaving.
And
them.
the entire time, the mom character during this entire sequence is just hiding behind a tree.
A tree, yeah.
That Henry's on, like climbed on. I'm like, what the fuck,
and
bro?
The bear eventually attacks
Henry.
No. The bear eventually, as like when she gets her ass bitten, he attacks the love interest, and that's when he like finds a stash of cocaine all eaten, and it gets on his face and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he climbs on the tree, and he's like, he climbs the tree across from Henry. He's like, "Yeah, you're right, bro. That shit's tweaking." And then we get our first suspense moment where the bear starts climbing Henry's tree and shit. That was pretty cool. And then it smells of cocaine on the
love interest.
Yeah. And he immediately climbs the tree fast as fuck. Did you see that, bro?
Yeah, he was fast, bro.
Damn, he climbed the tree fast as fuck and starts going crazy. Starts munching on the dude. And we see a bunch of blood and everything. And then this was when the mom of the other girl was like, "Henry, get down" and stuff. And to be honest, bro, it seemed like she wasn't shocked.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Like, it seemed like she's like, "Henry, just come down. Like, she's not like, holy shit.
Like, someone's getting literally brutally killed by this bear, and she's like,
and you see
"Hey, yo, don't look at that, bro. We chilling, bro. Come on. Like,
you see so much blood on him, too.
Like, it's a brutal death scene, like, to the point where, like, I don't want to look at the screen, bro.
Yeah, there's many moments where Mario wasn't looking. You're a bitch. But
bro, they're brutal as fuck.
Man, come on, man.
Hell no.
To me, that shit light work.
Hey, yo, bro.
To me, that shit was light work. I was like, really? That's it? I'll eat that right now.
Oh, what the fuck?
Mario, chill out, bro. Hey, Mario. Hey, guys, if you guys don't know, Mario be sensitive when it comes to shit like that, bro. I mean, it's true, though. You are be sensitive.
Bro, it's gruesome as fuck.
It is, but
it's
I don't think it's
like,
that
oh,
bad.
Shit.
No,
I'm looking. I'm like this, but
are you though?
I'm like squinting through one eye, still seeing it.
I mean, I'll react too. I'll be like, "Oh shit," but I'm looking. I'm not like turning or like.
I mean, a lot of people do that though. Where they squinting but still looking.
All right, I guess I'm the weird one. That's fine.
No, people are a lot. I think Hobby would do the same thing, like you.
I guess. I mean, you don't like seeing puppies die though.
That's fucked up, bro.
Yo, I was expecting that dog to die. That detective, remember that dog he had?
But it was always in the car, right? It was never really out.
Yeah, but I was expecting it to die. I
didn't think that. No,
I was just expecting it to like be in the forest somehow, and then it gets scooped up and shit. But whatever.
No, I didn't expect that.
I was like, I wanted it to happen though.
You a bitch.
I wanted. Listen, I wanted it to happen because I know you'd react to it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I wanted to see your reaction. I'm like, oh, I know.
Bro, Mario. I just get so bummed. I'm just like, bro, why do you always gotta kill the dog, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Mario loves dogs, man.
But what happens after that? Okay, so the love interest brutally gets fucking murdered by this bear, right?
That shit was crazy. And remember, like how the weight, like his leg.
Oh, the way he dropped,
and then his body drops.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that shit was crazy. I was like, oh shit. But okay, then we get to the park ranger.
Yeah.
And so the park ranger eventually goes back to the cabin, which I don't know how the fuck she made it, bro. Yeah. Whatever. She gets back to the cabin, and we see the two teens that were left behind, and they're like, we called an ambulance already.
Mm-hmm.
And then right there we get like a mini moment where the bear pulls up and what's it called? The teens think that she's fucked up because of the other guy that beat him up. You remember that?
Yeah, there's another funny scene where it's like yeah, it got my ass. She's like, bro, what's wrong with this guy? Remember? Yeah.
No, yeah. Because like we called the ambulance, and then they heard noise, right? One of the teens is like, "Oh, I think there's someone outside."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah." I'm gonna It's like she takes out the gun. He's like, it's like, you open the door when I say, or whatever. He's like, what? You're gonna shoot the guy, right? He's referring to the guy that beat him up. He's like, you're gonna shoot the guy, and she's like, yeah, the motherfucker bit my ass or some shit.
Yeah.
And then the teen is like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I was like, what the fuck? And this this is the part, Mario, where I was like, whoa.
This is the part where I'm like, what the fuck?
This
bro?
part was crazy.
This is the part where I was like, yo, this is kind of what I expected throughout the entirety of the movie, like moments like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we get to the point where the park ranger, she
got more
half
ammo.
of her butt bitten.
Yeah.
Right. She limping and shit. She got bloody and shit. She's pointing the gun at the door, and the kid's ready to open it. Well, they're not really kids. They're like teens.
They're teenagers.
Yeah, they're like 18, maybe something like that. But anyways, he's ready about to open the door. She's like, now. He opens the door, and the bear is just like sitting there in front of it, just acting weird.
Yeah.
and then the teen, he's like, that ain't no person. He's like, that's a damn bear. Or like he says some shit like that. That's a bear. And then boom, instantly his fucking brains get blown out, dude.
He gets shot in the head
because a fucking park ranger like misses and shot him.
She said some stupid shit where she was like, "Oh, I missed," or "Oh, my bad."
He's like, "Oh yeah," and then like it's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill him." Like,
yeah.
And then the other friend is like has his blood all over his face.
He's like, "You just killed my friend."
Yeah, he has blood all over his face, and he's like traumatized. That shit was crazy. I was not expecting that. Bro.
No, me neither. I was not
like,
expecting that.
Shit, right?
Yeah.
And then they carry on like normal.
Yeah.
And then that's when the bear starts like, the
bear just runs away.
Yeah, type shit.
It runs away. Starts going around the building because then I believe he like closes the door and shit.
Yeah, they close the door.
Yeah.
And then it's on the roof and stuff like that. And then finally, that's when we get the ambulance and stuff. And that whole scene with the ambulance was funny though.
Yeah, I would admit that. That was probably the part of the movie where I was like, okay, this is probably where I laughed the most. Like I started within that cabin and with this ambulance scene. Yeah. Yeah, because they pull up like all normal shit, thinking it's a headache. Because like when the teenagers when they called the ambulance, they were like, "Hey, we need to come over here. We need a concussion or whatever." And immediately they try to open this door. It's a female paramedic and a male one, and they both try to open the door and they're struggling with it. And they're like, "Come on, push it." And they finally open it. Obviously, there's the dude who just got his brain blown out on the fucking floor. And they're like, bro.
I would have ran away, bro.
Bro, I mean, shit, bro. I don't know what I would do, honestly, in their shoes.
I would have ran away. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking murderer out here.
But they see it, so they go to investigate it. And they're like, what the fuck? I thought there was a concussion. Whatever the fuck the female said to the male paramedic. And he's like, yeah, that's what it was. And the female paramedic, I don't know her fucking name. She sees the park ranger, right? So she immediately goes tries to help her, while the other paramedic sees like a pool of blood or some shit on the ground, and he's like, "What the fuck is that, bro? Like, what is that?" And so he goes to investigate that, right? And as he inches closer to this door, bro, he opens it, right? And like something falls. I forgot what
broom.
Yeah, a broom falls on him, right? And wasn't there like a bucket that tips over?
Oh yeah, bucket tips over.
Yeah,
and it's one of the other teens that didn't get shot. His fucking head.
Yeah, his head is in like this bucket where you like put a mop in. Yeah, and it falls out of there. We're like, what the fuck? How'd that happen? And then immediately in the dark corner is the fucking bear just literally just chilling there munching on his ass, bro.
Yeah.
And so the guy, instead of screaming, he's like, oh shit, and slowly closes the door. He's like, all right, let's just pretend that shit never happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, we need to go. We need to get the fuck out of here, right? And then the female paramedic, what's that shit called where you check someone's heartbeat? That tool.
I forgot.
But I'm pretty sure people know what I'm talking about. When doctors check for your heartbeat, they're like, all right, breathe in, breathe out. That tool, right? She's trying to reach for the heartbeat while the park ranger's like
trying to talk to her.
She's like whispering. So she grabs that part that goes on your body, and she says, bear. And then that's when the female paramedic's like, oh my god, bear, we gotta get out of here. And then boom, the bear fucking just slams in there, breaks the door. So the male paramedic is now under the fucking door. And here's the part where like I'm like, there's no way she's gonna do this. So she's gone. She has the park ranger in the back of the
like while they're struggling.
Yeah.
Like while the bear's on top of him on the door and on top of the other paramedic. At that moment, that's when the other paramedic takes a park ranger, takes her to the ambulance, and like straps her down and stuff like that.
And straps her down, right? Yeah. And this whole part, bro, I thought, bro,
yeah,
that she was gonna leave him. I don't know if you thought that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Because the whole point where I'm just like, bro, no way. It looks like she's ready to go. I'm like, bro,
she put that bitch in drive.
Yeah, and like it shows you like she puts that bitch in drive, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, there's no way that she's gonna just ditch him like that. And the park ranger's like, leave him, he's done for. I'm like, you bitch, fuck you. But I'm like with the other paramedic, I'm like, bro, you really gonna leave your bro like that? Like, what the fuck? But no, as the male paramedic struggling being under this fucking the bear and the door, to his like in arm's reach, he's trying to reach for a knife originally, but he can't reach it. His arms aren't long enough, so he reaches for the paramedic bag where I'm guessing he has all his tools, and he hits the bear with that bag. And we're sitting there, we're like, what the fuck, dude, that's not gonna work. Like, what? It's just a bag, bro.
Obviously it didn't work,
but it ended up helping him because in the beginning of the movie you see where the cocaine is put in. It's put in like these gym bags. It's these gym bags that's bright red, right? Yeah. And what does the paramedic bag look like? Bright red also. So the bear is like, oh shit, bright red colors. There's cocaine in there. So the bear hops off the door, hops off the paramedic. And so he's able to break free and quickly has to run towards the car because the car's driving at this point. Like we said.
No, this was funny. Like this is where I was like, what the fuck? Because the guy says drive.
Yeah.
And so she's like, bet. She starts driving. She starts driving, but then he's like,
hey, slow down.
He's like, wait. He's like, wait.
Yeah.
He's like, hurry up and get the fuck in. And then he ends up getting inside the ambulance, and the bear's booking it, bro. Bro, the bear running fast.
There's
as hell.
no way a bear can run this fast in real life, bro.
Dude, I could.
Bro, because that paramedic, bro. So to pick up where we're just talking about. Yeah. So the paramedic both the paramedics they're now in the ambulance, right? And the park ranger is literally strapped in that one device where you put the gurney. The gurney. She's on that thing, strapped up, right? So she can only really move her hands. Well, the gun's still in the park ranger's hand, by the way, even though she's in this gurney, like strapped up.
Yeah.
So
she's strapped.
Yeah,
up,
she's
bro.
strapped up, still has the gun, right? And so the male paramedic's like, "What the fuck? She still has the gun?" Yeah. And the guy's like, the chick's like, "Yeah, I do." And so they're on the street, right? And they're going. I'm guessing the female paramedic's going full speed, bro.
All right, so I looked it up how fast black bears can run. It says running speed, lean bears can exceed 30 miles per hour.
No way.
They could run uphill, downhill on level ground, 30 miles per hour. But they said lean. That other bear was big as fuck.
That bear was big, and
she was like flooring it too.
She looked like she was flooring. It's one of those things where it's a movie.
It looked like she was like at 40 to 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this bear was like matching the speed of the paramedic, even going faster to the point where the bear could catch up.
Yeah.
But what's it called? So this bear is chasing them down this road, right? That all these characters are in, right? And the bear catches up, like I said, right? And this is the funny part where I mentioned earlier, where the park ranger, her death was funny as shit, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, this park ranger kind of only cared about herself. Let's be real.
Park ranger?
Yeah, she kind of only cared about herself, man. Yeah. But
because bro, as the fucking bear's running, you forgot to mention the doors are still open.
Oh yeah, the doors are still open.
The ambulance.
And the park ranger's still shooting.
Yeah.
She's shooting where she only really has motion of her hand, bro. Yeah. And this entire time, bro, I thought she was gonna shoot the paramedic.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm like, oh, he's gonna die. The bear's gonna toss him up, and he's gonna have a brutal death. But no, that didn't happen. He does another way. So basically, the bear catches up to them, right?
Yeah.
He's inside the fucking ambulance.
Yeah, they do like a crazy action part where the bear gets on a rock and then leaps, and it's mid-air, jumps inside of the back of the fucking ambulance. That was crazy. I think it's in the trailer. I think I don't know. I saw the trailer once. But so as the bear's in the ambulance, the back of the ambulance, bro, he basically tosses aside the park ranger and the gurney, right? Yeah.
And so the way the park ranger dies, bro, is that he launches the gurney out of the car, right? And I don't know how you describe it. Basically, it kind of just falls reverse or falls flat. I don't know how you describe it.
Okay, so let me see.
You try, bro. I'm just like, how do you describe this?
All right, so once the bear gets inside, right, it's a mess in there, right? Yeah. And the bear causes the woman, the park ranger, she's literally strapped into the gurney, from her legs, her thighs, and her chest, right? She's strapped in. And it flies out of the ambulance while it's moving, and the way she lands is face down.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
She lands face down, still strapped to the gurney, but obviously with the momentum. So she lands face down, and obviously like when you jump out of a moving vehicle, you know how like you slide or
You're moving with the speed of the vehicle.
You're right. You have the momentum. So she lands on her face, still strapped, and her face is just being dragged on the fucking road.
Concrete road. Yeah,
just be completely being dragged because like that's how she landed in the momentum and stuff. And she just ends up dying that way, bro.
Literally getting dragged, bro. And I'm just like
that shit was
oh
crazy.
shit. And then the male paramedic, he gets chewed up, bro.
He gets shoot up, and we get a scene of like his wrist, completely
detaches,
detaches,
completely, basically. And then as for the female, she's still driving it, and she doesn't die by the barrier. She dies because she sees that her partner is murdered brutally, and she's like, what the fuck? So she screams, right?
She gets distracted.
She basically drives off the road, hits a tree. And she gets launched out the fucking window, and because you're moving with the speed of the vehicle, she hits the ground, instantly killed.
She dies. And then, honestly, bro, I think that was like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts, probably in the entirety of the movie.
My other favorite part that like was made me laugh and stuff. That was my other favorite part of the movie, was when the detective just like is in the forest and he finds this gazebo, right? And he's just chilling and shit. And it's the same gazebo. This is the same location where the other drug dealers are trying to find, because that teen that they brought with them said, "Oh yeah, we placed the rest in a gazebo." He said, "All right, I'll take you to it." Blah blah blah. So that's where they're headed. But the detective manages to get there first. Yeah. Right. Which I was like kind of weird because like the drug dealers were already there first, but whatever.
And he just happened to find it.
Yeah. Right. So he gets there like not knowing that's there. Yeah. Not knowing the cocaine's there. He's just like, "Oh, I'm tired as fuck. I got to sit down on this bench."
Sit down and let me just look up.
Yeah. And he looks up and he finds the stash of like the duffel bag. Right. And so eventually the teen and the drug dealers end up going there. They're like, "Okay, cool." The teen is like, "Hey, don't be mad at me, but it's gone." He's like, "What do you mean it's gone, bro?" And they start arguing. Then the detective is on top. He's like, "Hey, don't you guys fucking move." And then that entire scene, bro, just like made me like, it's like, "Sit the fuck down," like blah blah blah. I was like, "Just wait till I get down there." Yeah. And this guy, he's like,
"Stay right there. I'm gonna get down there real bit."
Yeah. And he's like, like he's walking around.
He's walking around the roof of the gazebo, right?
He's like, "I'm just trying to find how to get down there." Then the guy's like, "Well, how the fuck did you get up there?"
He's like, "Oh, I climbed this tree and I jumped." Yeah, like, so I'm just trying to find the safest place to land.
But like
the noise he made, he's like, yeah, I know what you mean, bro. That part was funny.
That part was funny, dude. And obviously they get encountered with the bear and stuff. And the bear ends up getting on top of one of the guys that was like laying down. Yeah. No, but another part that was kind of funny is when one of the drug dealers he's like fuck this, because the detective made him throw his gun. Like, fuck this. So he runs towards the gun, and the detective shoots him.
Yeah, bro.
And the dude.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
And the dude, the drug dealer that was trying to pick up the gun, and the detective shoots. He loses his fingers, but he loses his middle finger and his pinky finger. I think, right? These two.
Yeah. You're right.
He loses his middle finger and his pinky finger, and so he got shot, right? And so one of the teenager, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck? How he shot you in the hand, but like, how did you lose those two fingers and we're not even close to each other? I was like,
that was funny.
I was like, that's facts.
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck is this finger alive or like attached?
Cause he's like, how the fuck do you lose those two fingers when they're not even close to each other? And that was just something we were all thinking of. And that shit was funny, bro.
And this is a trick that landed in the whole theater laugh right here.
Yeah, I laughed at that one, bro.
Oh, that shit was funny, man.
I was laughing really, like, I'm not gonna lie, Mario, I almost lost it. Yeah. For some reason, I almost lost it at that moment. And the moment where the guy's trying to find a way down, he's like, yeah. I almost lost it right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think that the ambulance scene and this scene was like my favorite part of the movie, man. It was that's where like the comedy like really.
That's where the comedy shines bright the most,
and the action. Yeah, the ambulance scene, like that's where the most like action packed.
Yeah, that's
high
for sure.
chase, like all that crap. Like I would say, And to be honest, bro, even though we do see some cool killings, we don't necessarily see the bear go crazy. Like we don't actually see the bear like munching on him, and we don't see how that one teen lost his head, right, and stuff like that. We don't see how the first dude hanging on the tree was dying. We just saw like the blood dripping on him,
and then eventually the body fall.
Yeah, we didn't really see the bear actually do that shit. Yeah. If that makes sense, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay. And so, anyways, and then I guess there's one twist in this movie that was like,
yeah, right? I know what you mean.
Where that detective, what's it called? So the detective ends up getting shot, and he ends up getting shot by one of the drug dealer's father, which is that mid boss. He's like, I gotta find these cocaine's or else people are gonna come after me, blah blah blah. He ends up shooting him and stuff like that. And the detective is like, dang, I've been looking for you all this time and shit. And then we see the police officer from the beginning of the movie that was right next to the detective. And then she's pointing the gun at the drug dealers and everything, and the detective is all happy after being shot. He's like, got you guys now. And it turns out that she's working with the drug dealers and stuff. And the detective is like, what? I thought this was pretty funny.
The state of Wisconsin trusted you.
Yeah, the police department trusted you. The United States of America trusted you. I trusted you. That shit was funny to me. I was like, okay. Yeah. But I think that was like the biggest. That
was like the what the fuck, like oh shit.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Like a little twist. It wasn't anything crazy and stuff. And then eventually, you know, the mom is still on a journey with Henry. She's trying to find where her daughter is, and her daughter, like obviously when she wanted to go paint, right? That was the goal. She left clues like to paint and shit,
to find her, yeah.
Right, so she's on that journey and stuff, and eventually they run into the first guy that we saw in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, have you seen my daughter? Blah blah. And he's like crying and stuff. It's like, yeah, I've seen her. And then he eventually leads her to him, which is this cave. And then we see cubs. We see bear cubs, fucking eating the cocaine and stuff. And there she is. She's in the cave and stuff. And to me, I was expecting the cubs to die. So later on, the guy who shot the detective brings everyone else, like brings a police officer chick and the two drug dealers. Okay, we got to keep finding. They go into that same cave and they find the drugs. They're like, fuck, man, blah, 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 right? And at the end of the scene, right, there's this, they go deeper in the cave and they're like under this, like, not under, bro, but
behind?
Behind like a waterfall, but it's still a cliff. It's still a long drive.
It's a cliff behind a waterfall that you can walk on, basically.
Yeah, and it's still like a long drive, right?
Yeah.
And that whole scene, remember when the cubs were like kind of not attacking, but like we're jumping on the father, the mid boss. We'll just call him mid boss. Yeah, I guess. The mid boss.
Yeah.
Because he had the cocaine bag on him,
and that's why they were.
I thought he was gonna kick the cubs.
Me too. I thought he was gonna kick him too, bro.
I wonder why they didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, he's gonna kill the cubs, and that way the mama bear's gonna come. He's gonna fuck him up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But no, that didn't happen. So eventually the mama bear eventually is on top of the cliff, top of the waterfall, and then the mom and the two kids are like, we gotta jump, and they fucking jump into this river, which I don't know how safe that is, bro. You know how there's rocks and shit under?
Yeah, and you never know how deep. Bro, when it happened, I was like, they better pray to God it's deep, because if it's not deep, you're dead.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And obviously the two drug dealers said, fuck this shit, because the mid boss is like, kill these cubs or like whatever. They're like, no, we're not doing that, and they jump as well. But before they jump, the mid boss shoots one of them like in the neck. That's when the mom bear comes down and just like rips his fucking stomach open. Remember that scene?
Literally,
rips his stomach open,
where his intestines are literally like oozing out of him, bro. And the cubs are eating it.
Yeah, you see one of the cubs like grab one of the intestines and like drag it out, and you see how long the intestine is and stuff. That was crazy,
bro.
And yeah, so that's how he dies. And then the mom and everyone else, like, they get in the river. The mom ends up helping the guy that got shot.
Turns out it grazed him. Yeah.
So she ends up helping him, and that's pretty much it, bro. They go their own like separate ways. They just go their own, even the police officer chick. They go their own separate ways, and then we get at the very end, we see that teenager that was with them, that was leading them to the gazebo. He ends up like looking. He's like hitchhiking, and he has a bag of the cocaine. You know, and then one of the and I thought it was kind of funny because like one of the trucks that like picks him up had sheep in the back.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he got picked up for hitchhiking, so he puts his bag where the sheep is in the back of the truck, and he gets in. He's like, wait, stop the car. He gets out, takes the bag out of the truck,
like,
and he's like looking at the sheep, like, man, fuck y'all. Like,
I don't trust y'all.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not gonna, like, if y'all eat this, what do y'all do? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much the whole premise of the movie. To be honest, everyone had their own thing. And I guess it made sense because I guess what you mean, Mario, you don't really build a connection, right? You don't build
because
a
every
strong
group
enough
has their
connection.
own story. Like obviously with the mom, you said it, finding the daughter,
Right?
With the drug lords finding the drugs. With the
Yeah.
park ranger, really, their storyline didn't even fucking matter. Their point part was helping him find a daughter. But originally they were gonna do some survey or some shit.
Yeah.
And then with like the two henchmen for the drug lord, they like one of the dudes. He didn't even want to be a part of it no more. Remember?
Yeah.
His storyline was like, I'm just tired. Like, aren't you tired of this? Like, why you always got to work from? Like, you really want to live this life? Like,
Right.
like my dad hates me because like I'm guessing his wife died or the girl. I forgot. Like, because he said that I forgot the name of his girlfriend or wife.
Yeah, I forgot.
Died, but basically she's the reason why he's not part of the family business no more.
Right.
And he's like, I know he's mad at me because I left the family business because of Joanne. Let's call her Joanne. And this and that. And it's like, why are you still part of it? Like, you don't have to do this. And like, that's their storyline. I'm just like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, I get it. There has to be some sort of plot, but there's multiple like plots going.
Yeah, multiple like subplots, like multiple characters introduced and stuff. And I guess I understand why they did that, bro. I guess the reason why they did that is because for you not to develop such a bigger bond with these characters is so it won't like bother you as much when they die.
Yeah,
because they needed that, right? They needed them kills. So like I guess that's the reason. But I still believe.
And honestly, too, if you do get connected to add on to your point, you're gonna be more. You're not gonna find it funny or like, ooh, what the fuck? You're gonna be like, damn, why'd he die, bro?
Yeah, and to be honest, I think the main characters, truthfully, bro, is the mom and the two kids, and the two drug dealers.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think those are the most standouts. Like they stand out more, and they were like, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's just what I think. So there's a bunch that does go on and stuff. And the comedy, there were some parts where I didn't laugh, but everyone else in the theater laughed. Yeah. I think the people next to me love this movie. I heard them. They said, "Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great." Like,
you know what's funny? When we left this movie, when we were on the escalators going down, you remember? It was people who watched this movie with us. They were in our theater, right? And they were like, honestly, bro, like, man, everybody's a critique, right? About movie critic. But guess what? There's one thing I can say for sure. This movie's better than Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah, Ant-Man, yeah.
And me and I have to look at each other. We're like, bro.
Yeah, we heard him behind us while we were leaving. He's like, hey, man. Hey, this was better than Ant-Man in the Wasp Quantumania. Yeah. And I don't know.
That's the...
You know what?
I don't know.
I mean, it might... I mean, from like, when I'm looking at the rating... Yeah, I think it might be.
That's crazy.
Like, in my opinion, like, I think I enjoyed this one more than Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man was, like, well, I guess for their standard, you know what I mean? Ant-Man, it was just like, because what I gave it was a 6. It was okay. It was just fine. It was okay. It's just passable, like what have you said. But with this movie, I actually thought, like, it was better than I expected, in my opinion. And we'll get to the ratings in a bit. But, like, yeah, most of the jokes people really did like.
Yeah.
There were some jokes where like you and I didn't laugh, but everyone else did laugh.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And maybe I don't know. Is it because it was an older crowd? Because
that's what I was thinking.
Bro, like if you really looked around, Mario, it was majority of it was a really older crowd.
Like literally, like if you were to average out the age, you're looking at like 40s, 30s, and 50s. And we're being honest. Like, dude, we were probably the youngest people there.
Yeah, honestly, bro. And so I don't know. Could that be a factor? I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Maybe when I'm 50, I'll watch this again. You know, right? Or 40, right?
You're like, oh, I get it now. Oh,
oh yeah. I get it.
Honey, where my pills at?
I get it. That is pretty funny now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, but yeah, there were some moments that were actually funny and stuff. I guess, Mario, do you want to go ahead and start with your rating, bro?
Yeah.
I know I think you were more... I think you didn't like this movie as much as I did. Maybe.
Yeah, probably, bro.
All right, we'll see.
For me, man, like I said, bro, for a movie that was about the person's movie and the title of this movie is about a bear that does cocaine.
Yeah.
I really expected this movie to be a lot more silly. I was about to say serious. Yeah, but I expected it to be a lot more silly. My bad. I expected honestly one main plot line, not these multiple plans, and it doesn't. I see why the director did it, but I just don't. I think they should have just done one main story or whatever. Right. But doing multiple plot lines kind of not confusing you, but like it doesn't make you like like fuck with the story that much in a way. In terms of the jokes, like I said, I was kind of 50-50. I like some of them, like the one with the finger. I think that once you brought
that one was funny.
That one would probably made me laugh the most. I'm like, yo, that was funny as fuck actually, because it's so funny. It's like, wait,
that's true.
How did not take out that finger? That shit was funny as fuck.
Oh yeah, and the killing and the gore and stuff was really cool.
Yeah,
too.
that's another. I was gonna say,
oh shit.
The gore in this movie is really cool. It's really badass. If you love gory shit, like if you're just a fan of gory shit, I recommend this.
Or
movie.
Moments of like, oh
yeah, like if you're for real,
shit.
like if you're like that, if you're that type of like if that's like your niche, this is your movie because you're gonna fuck with it hard because of that shit.
Yeah.
But overall, putting everything in, dude. I think the acting was fine. I liked the visuals when it came to the CGI. It wasn't. I mean, it's what you expect. It's what you expect from a movie like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's like my take on it. With that being said, I'll probably give this a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 is what I'll give.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
All right.
I also told Hector this, and there's sometimes when we do these reviews, I was like, "Is this worth the movie ticket?" I'll be like, "Yes, no." This one right here, I wouldn't say it's worth the movie ticket.
Oh,
because I feel like this is gonna be added to Netflix in like 2 months, bro. I feel like it's that type of movie, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I just wait for it to be on some sort of streaming platform. I don't think you need to go to a movie theater waste tickets are expensive, bro. I don't think this movie worth for that.
Yeah, you know what, and dude, tickets prices have gone up. Bro.
Like I said, they're almost $20.
Yeah, dude, they gone up, bro. That's some bullshit. Before it was like $10.
Yeah, man. When
like
we were
10,
kids, they were dead as $10.
Yeah, dude. But anyways, but yeah, okay, 6. This Cocaine Bear is honestly just a fun film that you can sit back, relax, and have moments where you're like, "What the fuck?" Some shock value, and I still think that it's still very entertaining. Is it the best masterpiece type of film? No, but it's definitely fun, and it's definitely a casual watch that you could hang with your friends and have what the fucking crack jokes and like do your own thing. That's what I think about this movie, and this movie was definitely not bad at all in my opinion. I thought the movie was good. I thought it was a good comedy. So I think I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 7, and I do agree. I don't think it's a must watch in theaters. I don't think it's a must watch. But if you are bored one night, or if you're hanging with your friends, hang with your loved one, whatever the fuck, I don't know what you're doing, cooking, I don't know,
chilling on the couch,
running on a treadmill, and you say, you know what, I want to laugh, I want to have some shock value.
I want to see some stupid shit.
Yeah, type shit. I want to chill. Boom, play it. But I don't think it's a must watch. Like, dude, we got to see this midnight release. Like, it's none of that. But it definitely was not. It definitely was not terrible. It was definitely a fun. Like, it was a fun film, man. I'm not gonna lie. I thought
you can just turn your brain off.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I personally thought it was good. I thought it was a good comedy. It was a great comedy. It was an excellent masterpiece. But I thought it was good. So yeah, 6. You gave it a 6 out of 10. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this review of Cocaine Bear. And also, if you guys want another shot, if you guys want to be shouted out, just message us on IG at Hero Vision Podcast. Let us know. You guys can give us even recommendations of certain movies you guys want to review from
that are coming out this year.
Yeah, this year. Comment down below and stuff like that. We do have and there are some movies and some shows and stuff and even video games that we will be late on. That unfortunately, that's just how our time schedule is. We will be late on certain episodes, but just leave your recommendations. Either message us on IG or just leave it in the comments. Cause but yeah, for example, like one of the other ones that gonna come out pretty late is Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, Clash would make my
the games I do want to talk about.
I think by next Saturday. So next Saturday we're probably gonna review Kaleidoscope. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and obviously The Last of Us. It just sucks that The Last of Us.
It comes out on a fucking Sunday.
Yeah, man, and it's just when we're busy. You know, we have work the next day, and it's just like we can't. And it comes out at 9 p.m. It's just like 8 p.m. now.
It comes out at 8.
I thought it was 9.
I thought it was 8.
I thought it was 9, bro. I'm pretty sure it's 9.
I thought Javi said 8. Well, either way, it's late.
Either way,
we can't watch it and then we're fucking review it afterwards.
Right.
Because I work and I gotta be up by like.
So
8.
like those type of episodes, they're gonna be late, like always a week late, which sucks, but it is what it is. But we are gonna try to do our best, especially if many people recommend a movie that's new coming out and you guys really want to see it. We'll most likely put that in priority and get it out as fast as we can.
100%.
But yeah, guys, make sure you guys do that. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. Remember, don't let your past haunt you guys. Take care.
Peace.